special guest this morning, Manifest M. Dot. And he has a new project coming up. I don't know if you guys have chance on the video promo. Fantastic. You see him? You see him? You see the video? Some John Wick level be like that. Oh, man, them they exchange. Then they exchange files. Then they exchange hard drives. They are exchanging pen drives and things. But the man is up in the studio. We're getting down to it. And I wish, Fantastic, you do me the honors of taking this one from the TOP again. Hang My Boots. Love this jam. Collaborations and features, right?
Yeah.
This song, you have two songs. Okay, to the best of my knowledge, I've heard two songs. You and Kim Promise on like at the same time, right? This is Menewa and this one.
Yeah, Hang My Boots, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Were you guys in the studio at the same time, or he bounced some vocals to you?
Both songs were in the studio.
Which one do you prefer? Being in the studio with the artist, or getting the vocals in?
I mean, preference is easy, being in the studio, but you see, the world has changed. Mm-hmm. We can't be enemies of progress. Technology is there for a reason. Sometimes you can be able to create at a distance, but you have things that can bridge the gap. If you bell somebody, they FaceTime, if you vibe on a thing, etc. So obviously it's preferred to be in the same space, but it doesn't always happen that way. We have busy schedules, so you have to be able to make do. So if you fit in the studio there, I'll say that that's preferred, but it doesn't mean that you can't make magic from a distance. Yeah.
But which one sounds better?
No, that one there. You never know. That's what I'm saying. You don't know from
ask
hearing
this question because
you don't know from hearing a song whether people were in the studio together or not, because it's about synergy. And some people, so there are different kinds of friendships, for instance, right? Yeah. The same way there's different creative synergy. There are some friends who don't have to speak every day. I have friends that I speak with them maybe twice a year, but we're very close. Okay. So in our communications, right, it's just we are in sync. So that's how it is creatively too, right? So
you need to be in sync with it.
You need to be in sync. And so how you find that sync is what you're looking for. Okay. So with some people will meet and then they like, so I will first send them like, I just did something, I'll send it to them. I might not even say anything. They'll hear like they're like, yo, I got you, bro. Yeah. Like Adekule, for instance, on my last album, he was on a song called Game Over. Adekule and I have a really good relationship. We've been in the studio together. I sent him something. And instead of him responding, the next response was him sending me a sketch of the thing.
Simple.
Like 20 minutes later.
Same wavelength. Same wavelength.
Yeah, so it's about sync. So of course, being in the studio, being in physical proximity, like you and I, we've never met. Yeah. So being in physical proximity gives us an ability to be able to be better sync. Okay. But it doesn't mean be the only way. Yeah.
Manifest is my special guest this morning. Showbiz Review proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise and Betway. This morning we're having a conversation. There's a new project coming out. Actually, it's out already.
It's out.
So I saw your post 17 minutes ago. Yeah, as it stands now, like 20 or 30 minutes ago. And it has a video trailer to it. New Road and Guava Trees.
Yes, sir.
Guava. I choose some gel.
It'd be like guava started make scares for the system.
Yeah, man.
I have a guava tree actually, funny enough.
For real?
Yeah, in my house.
How many times do you harvest in a year?
It's only a few years old, but recently I've had guavas springing up. My guy right here has been chewing the guavas. So.
Which type? The big one? The big one?
Now this one is not getting so big yet, but who knows? Maybe as it matures more, and maybe if the rain comes more, if climate change doesn't mess us up, maybe who knows?
The man is up in the building, but your voice is like, it's the same on all your songs. How do you take care of it?
How do I take care of my voice?
Do you pay close attention to it?
I pay attention to it. Close attention is a reach, but I do pay attention to it. My voice is my instrument, so obviously I pay attention to it, especially when I have to be performing. But in general, I do think, like, I know Day Street like that, so like I'm by myself a lot, so that technically just helps me take care of my voice. Like I'm not really like talking to 100 people a day.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but that's not the reason why. It's just by nature. That's
by nature.
Yeah.
So there's never been a situation where you get scared or you get worried about your voice having the same texture as you used to?
Oh, yeah. I mean, sometimes when you're on the move a lot, right, Charlie, you're doing back-to-back things. Like, for instance, this next couple of weeks, I'm going to be on the move quite a bit. So I have to be a bit more conscientious. So, like, yeah, I mean, interview, they'd be cool. But if I did go do show when, let's say, I've done 5 back-to-back interviews, I might need, like, an hour or 2 where I'm just, like, chill, drinking some tea, etc., just to kind of, Charlie, you have to respect your body, you understand? So just to respect the body a little bit, just to say that, Charlie, make the throat rejuvenate itself small.
Simple.
Yeah, that'd be all. So I mean, it's just basic things of taking care of oneself. Yeah.
Yeah. New Road and Guava Trees.
Yes, sir.
That's the new project. It's out already?
Yeah.
How many songs on the project?
It's 14.
14 songs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 13 plus 1. It's the 30. Jesus, 12 disciples plus 1, and then the 14th year, the friend is saying. Yeah, bolo.
the one who Pana split giveaway. but how? Why 14 songs? Because you could have done, comparatively lesser and then put it on another project.
Yeah, I'm an album artist, right? So when I'm creating it, it's either a visual collage or a painting that I'm making. And in it, I do what is necessary, right? I don't actually go in. That's not quite true. Sometimes I might have an intention in the beginning, but I honor the art. I allow the thing to shape itself. Okay. Right? So let's say if I go in and it's like I said, it's a painting, and I said, I want to do this painting of the Coco Cellar in front of opposites Hitz FM or something of sorts. I want to do it on this 7x8 canvas. And I start doing it and I feel like, I need to expand the canvas or shrink the canvas to honor the thing. I would do that.
You want to capture other elements in there?
Yeah, so that's what I do. But obviously, one thing that has become more important to me is being concise. Okay. Because I think it's also understanding the world we're in now. Okay. Being concise is beautiful. Like if I can get my thoughts out to you in a shorter way, but not compromising anything, is beautiful. So this album is very concise. So I don't even look at it sometimes as the number of tracks. I look at it as the running time. After you listen to it, do you feel like playing it again, or do you just say, "Charlie, wait in my bread, my main"? You understand. So for me, I think a high replay value, like when you're left on a crescendo and you're feeling like, "Whoa, what did I just hear? I want to hear it again." So that's part of my thinking process in shaping an album. So not necessarily like 16 tracks, 17 tracks, whatever. Yeah.
It doesn't start with a commercial aspect of it. I mean,
yeah, there's an intention because it's architecture. Yeah, you're designing an album,
so everything comes into play.
Yeah.
Which idea actually triggered it? The subject matter that triggered the whole album.
Well, I definitely knew I wanted to take a new road. I've been doing this for a while, and one of the things that keeps me moving and on a forward trajectory is being able to like evolve. And I felt like, look, the stars were aligning for me creatively in other ways. I've come to a certain level of maturation, and it's time for me to take a new road, a global-facing road. And so that was the idea when I went into the album. I called my producer, homie Budo from Seattle, and that was the idea. So as we were going along, then the provocation of New Road, where I lived when I was growing up, Medina New Road, at the guava tree that was in my house, where I used to, enjoy that. And I'm a quite idea,
throwing stones at it.
Yes, your fruit tree, I remember. I think we used to use the neighbor's wall to try and get on the higher side.
Scale on now.
Yeah, it's hard. So then it just made sense that was like the memory, that provocation. But then in reality, it's not really about the literal meaning. But it was great for me that also kind of, it was a double entendre of sorts. Yeah.
So is the new road going to see? Are we going to see changes in the manifest that we know, or because we're talking about evolving, we're talking about new paths, you charting the new path and all that. Are we going to see changes in the manifest that we know?
Already look at me. I'm coming with my Sakura. Haven't you seen the change? No, of course. I mean, that's the whole point of it, right? And I think, if I have to explain it rather than showing it, that shows that I failed. But I think you see from my work that I try to cohesively think of like, new aesthetic, this, that, and the third. If you look at the trailer, it has a certain aesthetic. If you look at the album cover, etc. So it's within the lineage of who I am as an artist, but we did try level up on another way, on another wave, and just explore places I haven't explored. Me, I can't be doing the same repetitive things. I have to explore new new ideas,
new sounds and all that.
Yeah.
Well, which sound actually caught your attention in the process of composing this, putting together this project?
I mean, one common thread in my albums is that I try to innovate like the fusion or the hybridization of sounds. I'm a hip hop guy, no doubt, but I also grew up on African music. So I'm always finding the most creative way to hybridize, you understand? So this was another adventure in that, to see how, like I said, trying to be concise with both sonics, lyrics, etc. So I was trying to figure out, how do you make something big, but how do you make it familiar? And how do you make it new at the same time? So we do that. We Charlie Chinchim and it's beautiful.
Keep tweaking. Keep tweaking.
It's part of one of my favorite things of the process, really trying to how to find new innovation. You understand? So
how do you settle on a sound? How do you settle?
How do I settle? It has to feel good first and foremost. It has to ginger me.
Okay.
I have to be that excited because I've been doing this for a while. So if I'm not excited by something, that means it's just the same repetitive something. And two is like, how long does it last me? Like in terms of, sometimes when you're doing something in the studio, immediately you're excited. How do you feel 3 days later, a week later, 6 months later, a year later? That for me is a testament to it, because sometimes there's that immediacy bias. Understand? Something just happen right now, so you feel you do but sometimes you need to live with it and sit with it a bit, let it lie. A week later, are you feeling that excited, or now is it beginning to sound mundane? So for me, it's like, Charlie, how are we going to do something really dope with nobody here before? Like if you hear the trailer, the song that really for me is like the centerpiece of this album, so a song called I Read. Maybe we can play it after.
And I Read.
And it's innovative, it's familiar, it's hip hop, but it has
brass band.
Charlie, you understand?
You get some brass band vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
It still makes me want to do my hip hop moves to it.
Yeah. So it's innovative. It's like bringing these worlds together. Like then, you did hear Bukom Brass way has been tweaked.
Yeah.
And then you're hearing like some hip hop jams, and then you're hearing me like sound. You're hearing the sound of the agency of like people, youth, the way they day streets for Ghana. So for me, that's an innovation, man. That's all I try to do. That's not all I try to do, but that's one of the main things that leads me or guides me, right, Charlie? It's like we for innovate. The people who I love the most are innovative. But Marley innovated, so guess what? It changed the whole landscape of reggae. So, for instance, he decided that he and Lee Scratchberry and people like, look, we want to globalize the sound without compromising it. So he chose certain paths. So he innovated. You have Ghana, then you had like the Rockstones, the Obrafo, the Kenyans, etc. And give credit to the producers, to Zap Mallet, etc., who innovated. It's like, Charlie, we love hip hop, but how do we figure out the Ghana way into it? So innovation is really like, Charlie, there's something about it that you can't escape when something is innovative.
But looking at or listening to you this morning about when you settle, meaning there's a lot of time for the production of the tune. There's a lot of time for it to sit and mature in your ears as well, for you to, be of the view that Charlie, still, I feel excited about this thing for like 2 or 3 weeks. How long did it take for you to put this project together?
Yeah, I mean, the majority
14 songs.
Yeah, the majority of this project, was put together in a month in 2023, right? I traveled to Seattle and LA, came back to Accra, and then within that 4-week period, it was done. So then I had the album, right? But then, like I said, you sit with it when you're trying to figure out stuff, business, distribution, etc. And then you sit with it, and then you're still working because you figure out, I had the album mastered in July of 2023. Then over time, certain new things come into existence. Then you, like I said, it's architecture. You allow yourself to reshape it. Now, now we have version 2.2. Then 2024 comes, and you have version 3.2. But the majority of the album, the glue of it, was done within 4 weeks. And I'm never in a rush, so it's not really about the time. It's just that 4 weeks work because, I went into that 4 weeks with a certain mindset, with a person who I was in sync with. I didn't work with him for 14 years. But he did a lot of my previous stuff, like Sapphire and all that stuff that people knew early. Some Jewish guy from America, my guy, Budo, big up. But then I still work with my producers, Mike Mills, drummer, etc. So, but when I went in, I had sort of a clarity of mind, clarity of spirit. So it's like, if I went that 4 weeks, happened, would have tried again.
Okay.
But so for me, it's like, look, it's a process, but it's a process where you also have to obey the spirit a little bit.
We're about to listen to I Read, tune from Manifest on the latest project, New Road and Guava Trees. New Road. Yo,
now we gotta hear that. At least through the hook.
Yeah.
On the streets, them no get nothing to eat. Decency is deceased. One a big man marry greed. Thank God, motorcade. You self, you no get moto. Early morning, crocro. Here they try me photo. It's sending me, I they go loco. No be the street for the Osu, the web boys, they try find do. Blue container for the pain, purple pop for the blues. Matrix where they wedding, red pill, all the blue. Hey, how to paint the town, but I read they here already everywhere. How to paint the town, but
I read New Jam from Manifest. We'll be getting the song on, but so the difference between your former project and this one would have to be you pushing a new path, or are there other differences that you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, it's different in terms of the sonic direction. Like I said, there's a common thread. There's always some hybridization of sound between hip hop and your friend is saying Ghana music, but there is it's a particular hybridization, number one. So, and I said, like, this album too is seeking to be concise, so that's a big deal for me. It's like, how do I execute my ideas in the most concise way? It's a very important. It was important for me, and I was with somebody who helped me do that, because as a rapper and as a lyricist who also writes good songs, sometimes we tend to want to put too much into a song, because it's like, sometimes people want to hear lyrics from me. Sometimes I want to give them 4 verses, but sometimes it's like, the idea is more powerful and more potent than what you really want to do to show off, So it's important to keep a balance. So there's that, and obviously, so there's that difference in terms of that, and then obviously it's also different in terms of the mentality and the content of it. You understand in that regard, yeah.
Yeah. So how many features do you have on this one?
I didn't count. Not necessarily plenty, but I'm just saying, like, once again, that's also another factor for me, that is not just like the number of songs or the whatever. It's not I don't go in with that kind of a contrived idea that, this one I didn't hear 5 features, 2, 3. Nah.
If it happens?
If it's featureless, it's feature. The music has to call for it.
How do you choose?
I'm very fortunate to meet some of the most incredibly talented people, and we vibe and we sync. And so most likely, a lot of times, we really begin from scratch something. So if we're just vibing with this studio, like, we just create something. Other times I might be creating something and I can literally hear somebody in it. I'm like, yo, this person is going to be perfect on this.
Some artists do tell me about them, and like, how do you hear another artist in a creation of a song? How do you hear it?
I mean, I'll give you an example, and maybe after I read, like, when I was working on Wine and Blues with Arathejay, he was in the studio. I was working on it.
Okay.
But immediately I was finished with the verse, I was going to continue. I said, nah, I can hear her. You understand? Because when you do this thing and you're in tune with the spirit, the music, there be frequency, you understand? It be frequency and vibration. So, like, you have to be in tune. If you're not in tune and not aligned, everything is just going to be paper calculation. Paper calculation is not what people feel. Okay. So if you're in tune and aligned, you just can feel like, yo.
You can connect to somebody.
You can connect to something and say, yo, this person. And honestly, for me, 95% of the time is accurate. Yeah, 95% of the time is accurate.
Have you ever had had somebody on a song, right? You reach out to the person and the person is also not feeling the same song?
Yeah.
You reach out to the person, Charlie, when I was putting this song together, I mean, I did hear you for this one. It was, they hear
you. That's happened, because you also have to understand that it's where you're meeting people. Once again, I said it's frequency, right? Yeah. So I could hear, even though you could hear somebody on it, you might meet somebody at a point in their life in which, Charlie, they are not resonating with what you're sending them.
Okay.
Let's say I do some song like Hang My Boots, where I'm like, even though I did that with Promise in the studio, but let's just say I did it by myself, and then I'm like, yo, I can hear Kim Promise on it. Mm-hmm. But maybe at that current moment, he's on a wave where he's actually not doing love songs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I might be correct in my assessment, but I might be wrong in my timing. And that happens too, and that's okay.
Okay.
Sometimes you might hear somebody on the end, they do it, and it might not sound like how you want it to, and you have to respect the music and not go with it.
And not push it out.
No.
Doesn't it affect the relationship that you have with the artist? Because, I mean, imagine if you hit somebody, if you hit Promise, I will tell Promise, child, I get some jam. I see you for top. Bro, give me a verse, give me a hook or something. He does it, sends it to you, and this is not, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, but this is where you have to apply wisdom, right? Wisdom is being honest, but also being careful with how you what do you call it? You communicate your honesty, right? Because everybody has different characters, right?
Yeah.
I have people that are like, me and them are incredibly blunt to the point of like almost cruel.
Come out for there.
Yeah, exactly. And there are other people that's like, I'll be like, look, I think I can hear where this idea is going, but how about we try a new one in another? There's many ways to approach it, because if I did hear somebody on it, that means they're capable of it.
Okay.
It just might not be it might not be happening in a way in which I think. And sometimes I might miss the mark in that regard. Sometimes somebody might help me see a vision of a place I hadn't seen before. So that one day, I think once there's creative honesty, that doesn't come out of any kind of arrogance or hubris or any kind of you feeling that you're better than anybody. A lot of artists, even though artists are sensitive, will be willing to hear critique communicated well.
If you hear a song, you have a song, you keep hearing Promise on top. At the same time, you also keep hearing Bisa on top. Same time, you can also hear, let's say, Ara on top. How then do you decide who best fit that?
Maybe that means.
Have you ever been in that position before?
Well, I mean,
you kept hearing multiple talents on the same.
Guess what? That's why sometimes there's more than two people on a song. So you have a song like "Safe Place" on this album where there's Toby and Tania on it. You have a song like "Spirit Rhythm" where I have Bien from Salty Soul and Darker Vibes. We're all in the studio vibing, and it's like they all had vibes to it. So let's go. That's the thing. It's like the music is it be communal thing. It's not like a selfish thing. Sometimes, and that's why I actually respect artists that have on some of their biggest songs, have allowed other artists to have so much space on it because they see that whatever that artist is contributing is doing incredibly whatever, and having that capability alone shows you that you honor the thing. Your first responsibility is you won't make the dopest thing give your people.
Exactly.
You want to honor the, and so yeah.
That's your community. You want to get.
Yeah, so for me, that's the first responsibility. My guy Takes, the author, always says, like, the first thing is that we're responsible for doing the dopest thing, give people. You understand? So however we get there, we want to get there. It's not going to be like, no, me, I need more time on this song. Or, no, I can only have this one person. Or, this thing. Look, I might call somebody just for maybe 4 bars on a song.
The guy will come with some deep energy.
Yes, I'll be like, Bisa, you see the end of this song, 4 bars. I mean, and if he feels what I'm saying and it's a vision and it's an innovative thing, it could happen. So for me, Charlie, there's many different ways to go about this, obviously. And you have to approach it with care. You have to also build your relationships in a way in which it's possible.
Manifest is my special guest this morning, and we're having a convo here on Showbiz Review. Daybreak Hits on Hitz FM. He has a new project out, New Road and Guava Trees. New Road and Guava Trees. I don't know the type of guava he's talking about, the big ones or the small ones. The big ones have, you get more juice for inside. The big ones, they get more juice for inside.
Say the big one.
The big guavas, they get more juice for inside. The small
all the
ones,
guava sweets. The small ones, some of them, the smell.
The smell is
fantastic.
Super dope. I don't know the type he's talking about on this one, but
I think some of them, the inside be pink, some of the inside be white.
By the white one, the white one, they be rough. But you've been around for a minute, M. Dot. You've been around for a minute. You lessons learned. I don't know if there are regrets, but how has the journey shaped you as an artist?
I mean, it shaped me both as a human and as an artist. I mean, the journey, there's so many lessons learned. I think I put out a letter yesterday just before I pushed the album. I mean, there's lessons learned in, like, patience, which I don't have. And there's lessons learned in the idea of divine timing. There's lessons learned in terms of relationship management. There's lessons learned, a lot of them in business and making the good moves, not to sabotage your great creative work, because you can be talented and you can have the most incredible creative output, but without the right strategy and business decisions behind it, you are going to be self-sabotaging. So there's many lessons learned, and I keep learning those lessons. You know, I pay attention to these things. Like, it's important, Charlie. That's the only way you grow as a human, and that's the only way you keep progressing. Otherwise, Charlie, your end in terms of your profession and your light and everything will come quicker than you ever desired. So yeah, no, I keep learning lessons every time.
But regrets.
I don't have regrets, but there's many. I don't have regrets per se, because the idea of the regret seems to suggest there's a fixation on something you would like to change that you can't change.
You don't have the power to change.
Yes, exactly. So the idea of the regret is almost kind of counterproductive. But there are things that if I would change, but I see it as I can't change it. So what do I learn from that? And sometimes you are able to impart it on somebody else.
Okay.
You know, a famous rapper once said, Hope did that, so hopefully you ain't have to go through that. You know, so that's what it is sometimes. It doesn't always have to be that, I regret this. No, it's like, Charlie, I went through this. Maybe I can impart it on somebody else, and they don't have to, you know.
But growing up in our music industry here in Ghana, what are some of the things that you've noticed that is good enough for an artist to survive in an environment?
Good enough.
Good enough. I mean, it's great. It's something that is great in our system that is, good for an artist to survive in, if they are able to tap into.
That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. I think because we are still developing, I don't know that I'll tell any artist to rest on their laurels and say that you can actually survive solely by sort of a function of being in this Ghana economy. Me, I mean, I would have starved forever if that was my sole focus. So for me, I do think this place is a creative world. You definitely need to get to all the vibes from that. There are business opportunities also. I'm somebody who's definitely been fortunate enough to do, brand ambassadorships with big brands and other things. So that's great. But beyond that, I think the world is just a big place. So I would just encourage, what I have learned is that, in this small pond, there is a big world out there, and you can exist here, but also be able to traverse different terrains in the world and be able to, Charlie,
have footprints in other parts of the world.
Yeah, not just footprints, but like, Charlie, that's how you can survive, There's a majority of people are not going to be the 0.001%. People are always looking to be the 0.001%. You know, the 0.001%. The same, big African artists they mention every time. But there's so many different roads to success. There are so many different people. Look, if you look at a place like America and hip hop, there will be Vince Staples, who is incredibly relevant, does his thing, has a Netflix show, etc. He might not be doing certain things, whatever, but he has his path and he's doing well. Then there will be a Kendrick, there's in his thing, then there will be a Tyler, etc. So I would like us to see that there's different ways to go about being successful and not just try to follow the one path. And I think that's what we need to seek out. So I wouldn't even advise anybody to just put all their eggs in the Ghana basket.
DJ Slim would say success is personal satisfaction. How would Manifest also define success?
Success is joy without unnecessary compromise. It is tending to what matters the most to you. Being able to tend to what matters the most to you without it being such a friend is saying near tree.
Without your mom and
Yeah. That's what success is. So
New road and guava trees.
Coded.
We go there.
It'd be the secrets to life. That's what it was in that briefcase. Yeah.
But that thing to secret to life. Charlie, that thing. Somebody ever see him before? Somebody ever see the real secret to life?
Everybody discovers
their secret to
life.
life.
Not everybody. A lot of people discover the secret to life. Unfortunately for a lot of people, they discover it on their deathbed because they've been too busy. They've been too busy trying to make a life that they never lived. They said everybody gets to die, but not everybody gets to live. So one of the secrets of life is figuring out how to live.
Have you figured out that?
It's always it's a thing in process, and that's why I always try to pay attention to my inside life.
Inside life,
my internal,
your inner being,
my inner being. I pay attention to that because we are so consumed by the external that if you don't pay attention to your internal, you will not make sense of how you interact with the external.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they are connected, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we're your friend is saying, for instance, music always reminds me that I have to be connected I have to be aligned internally or spiritually, because how you go fit music no day like calculus or anything. You can go to school for music forever. It doesn't guarantee you inspiration. It doesn't guarantee you the ability to make incredible music. It guarantees you an understanding. It guarantees you the ability to maybe mimic what's great. But if you're not aligned,
you can't be great.
You can't. It's not possible.
I'm loving this.
I go into the studio and I have no idea what's going to happen. But I know with the alignment that I have, something will happen. And I listen to things. How that song came about was a complete accident. We were looking for percussions for another song. We stumbled upon some horns and I'm like, yo. Because I listened to myself and the spirit. I'm aligned. So we pivoted. And it needed to happen. If I kept looking for drums instead of pivoting, it not going to happen. Yeah. Shout out to Mike Mills. Mike Mills on them, and my guy Budo did this, but started with Mike Mills when I got here from scratch once again.
Wow.
Big out.
Money First is my special guest. We have a new project out, and we're having a convo about it. 14 tracks on the project. 14. Listen, 1, 2, 3, sound to 14.
14 kind of treat me saying. It do 9.
Do 9.
It do
9.
Yeah.
Anna, hey, it do 9 40. Hey, it do your 10.
Yeah.
Do 9.
And the American and they're correct. I'm just so free Kumasi.
Kumasi pa.
And I'll China basa.
Do yawa for years.
Just a infinity.
I do yawa.
Infinity.
Kumasi.
Debbie, what's in for?
Oh, Accra.
Code. Because forgotten on my say Casa.
Oh yeah, and then destroy everything.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, so 14 songs on a project.
Yeah.
We've had the opportunity of listening to 2 of them so far. We have the Hang Your Boots. It's on the project, and we'll also listen to I Read. We have Wine and Blues coming up,
featuring Arathejay. I love that kid, man. Yeah.
Fantastic. Do me the honors.
Day on my wine and blues. Hey.
My first time listening to it, but bro, yo, hold on. What are we about to listen?
Hey, I miss you. I about Ghana.
Yo. Kwame Dazi. What's it?
And into America.
What's it?
I'm in a movie me. Wow.
In Sembo.
Wow.
Ha! I qualify. Busanyo money party. Request a song.
Wine and Blues featuring Arathejay. Yeah, almost Shazam, Munko, Apple Music, Spotify, BBR. Yeah, nah, this is a big tune, man. Yeah, I'm glad you like it, man.
No, myself has scratched me.
I was here.
I was here good.
Myself has scratched me.
I saw you use this at time. No, myself has scratched me. Yeah. That's fine.
Yo, Robert is saying, Charlie, Hitz.
Robert Clark.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yo. Hi. Charlie, the team over
Fantastic says fantastic, so we're okay.
No, man, Kwame, what do you have to say? Me, I'm lost for words, Charlie.
Charlie, I don't think I have anything to say because I am here to take my time. Okay, I've listened to the music. You see, when you're listening to Manifest, you listen to me. I listen to the music first, and then I take my time and soak the content. So I'm taking my time to listen to all the songs on the album, the 14 songs on the album. Then I can make some proper analysis and review of the entire album. But so far, with the music I've listened to so far, Charlie, dope, man.
Charlie, you see some guy they drive some bass for this song and
the song Ikukama.
Yeah, shout out to Kensa. He's a producer. I think he's based in London. And then my guy Budo once again, who did the switch. You see when the beat switched. Yeah. So shout outs to them, man. Big up.
How long did this song take in production?
This song didn't. This song was what a three-stage process. So I got it. I started working on it. Ara did his parts, did the rearrangement. Budo did the, he did that intro with Ara's voice, which was a crucial thing. Once again, the idea of executing ideas, bringing the Ara in the beginning that way, without it being a full hook, but just something to really introduce a track was critical. So there were three phases to it. Yeah, but it was all pretty effortless in that regard,
Charlie.
Yeah.
Mr. Robert Clark has this for quite a bit. He said, Charlie, you just dropped the bar without even knowing it. He said, when I listen to Manifest, I listen to the music first.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice. Charlie just
When
came.
I listen to Manifest, I listen to the
Charlie
music
Robert is
first.
too critical. Make it come up for that.
Who's that?
Robert Clark, yeah.
Okay.
PR for Chat House. But anyway, listen, with your busy schedules, I know, say, Charlie, you get businesses to handle,
I did for you. Don't worry. I got you.
You
I
have
got you.
plenty.
Unless you're trying to sack me, I did for you.
No. Maybe I want to play all the songs. We will play them too. But how do you prioritize, having time for yourself? Are there some exercises that you do to put yourself in check, so that it doesn't stress you too much? Work doesn't stress you too much?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a joy to do something that is in line with your purpose. You understand? It's a joy to do something that is work, but it's not a job. So yeah, no, but balance is critical. I think over the years I have a better balance. Back 10 years ago, I probably recorded like almost every day. I mean, a lot of artists when you start, I think that's what you're doing. I don't do that now. No. I record less than half the year, maybe even a quarter, with a similar, if not better, output. Yeah, you understand. So yeah, you learn those kind of things. You learn to turn it off. You learn to keep good hours. This album, when I was recording it, 98% of the album was done between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. My point.
Where we?
Maybe. And then Juju man made it.
Studio near.
Can I come and key?
Yeah, you understand? It was beautiful, and that's how I managed to get through it. So I was never burnt out.
Okay.
Yeah, we started 10, Buddha and I. And we bet you chin come out cry before you realize it's 12. Then we start working, knock down 2 to 4 ideas. 6 comes.
Charlie Moku go out.
You understand? And it's beautiful. So you're executing on a quality, consistent quality, because you're not burning out. And then you're also never forcing things. Hey, is that DJ Black?
Yeah, that's Mr.
Hey,
Tum Tum.
Mr. Tum Tum, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So I definitely have a better work schedule balance. I stopped recording myself years ago, so that also helps. Well,
why?
because it's like, Charlie, I'm an economist. Comparative advantage. Other people are better at certain things. If you're trying to do everything, it will take away from a few things. I do a lot of things anyway.
You
Creatively.
believe in that?
Yeah, I believe. Yo, one of the greatest leadership traits is the ability to delegate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I already do a lot. I'm not going to pretend I don't. I do a lot. Excel sheets, Excel spreadsheets.
Proposals, you put them together.
Yeah, I do a lot of things that require my attention, but I don't have to do everything just because I could. There are people who can do it at a high level. When I'm in the studio of Mike Mills, his ability to like kind of just work through things whilst I am then focused solely on what I want to deliver is important. Of course, you need the tools. I mean, being able to master the tools of production is important because it helps you work with other people.
Okay.
So
you understand them.
You understand it. So you can be like, yo, do this, child. You feel Panam 75 here, 75 left. Mm-hmm. You can communicate your ideas easier. So any studio I'm in, I can.
You have a fair idea of how.
So
it
if
works.
I'm trying to do something, I'll tell this guy, look, I open 4 tracks because I'm going to do it this way. Mm-hmm. This is how, whatever. So that there's once again synchronicity to a certain degree. So yeah, no, I keep a good work balance. I mean, in the last year or so, I like to run. I have a place I like to run. Some people see me. So night, evening runs, you know. So yeah, when the sun is down, yeah, it's great. Put earphones in and you know, just clock out.
And when you're going on runs like this, what type of music do you listen to? Who do you listen to?
Who do I listen to? I usually listen to something that I want to soak, you know. So what did I listen to yesterday? I ran yesterday. I think I did, didn't I? I know I'm Johnny. Yeah. Wow. Okay, what did I listen to yesterday when I was running? I think it was Vince Staples. That's why I brought him up. Mm-hmm. It was Vince Staples. Yeah. Okay. The self-titled album. Okay. I've heard it before, but I just felt like listening to it again because the night before, I was kicking it with Mensa. Shout out to Mensa, who had saying something about Vince Staples. I wanted to send him a Vince Staples album, so I decided to re-listen to an old Vince Staples album. So yeah, different kinds of things.
How's your playlist like?
My playlist, I make incredible playlists, man. Like if money becomes an issue, I would be DJ. I have an option. No, I make incredible playlists. I'm not even trying to gas myself up, like, because I really love music, so I can get into the deep cuts. My playlists are not like what everybody's playing. I can get into deep cuts. I like making playlists, you know. So yeah, no. So long and short, my playlist it depends, you know. It's it could be Cesare Evora, it could be Mara Andrade, you know, that's more Portuguese sounding, Cape Verdean or Brazilian music. You know, it could be Hagen from the UK who's Ghanaian doing like some kind of housey asopo. You know, it could be Arathejay because I like his thing. It could be Amare. It could be who have I been listening to? I've been listening to Lona from Nige. You know him, right? Hard. Yeah, so I definitely.
Wow, it's all over.
I can traverse the different things. Last year Cleo So and Stevie Wonder were in my top 5 Spotify listens. You know, like so.
Man listens wide.
Yeah, I love music. I love music. Like, and I love creative things. Period. You get me? So. The music is just where I am most competent, but I'm competent in other creative realms which I also love. But music is where, you know, my I have mastered. Love, yeah. Right?
Well, we're in Ghana Month.
Come again?
We're in Ghana Month, right? In the month.
Oh, okay. Because of Independence.
Yeah,
okay.
March
I thought it was Women's Month.
No, Women's Day is supposed to be on the 8th of March.
You know Women's Month?
World Women's Day.
Are you sure that March is not Women's Month?
October is supposed to be breast cancer. It's still associated.
Wow, you want to associate breast cancer with women?
Yeah, men also do suffer. I said
no, like the negative thing. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But March in Ghana is supposed to be Ghana Month.
Okay.
In fact, we have the Heritage Month by the Creative Arts and Tourism Ministry, and music being part of the Creative Arts Ministry, and also you being an artist here in Ghana. How do you see Ghana music in its entirety over the years since independence? The growth, how's it been like?
The growth. I mean, on the plus side is just, Ghana music has always, in different generations, have had a lot of creative, innovative things happening. The times before in High Life, earlier High Life, it was an E.T. Mensah, being king of High Life, really giving us tunes that we can listen to today. None of us were born, but for you, we can do all that, And then it got into the era where you had these new masters like Ibo Taylor, Pat Thomas, those who were, some of them being beneficiaries of, Nkrumah's support of the arts. And Ibo Taylor is masterful, by the way, one of the most masterful composers there's ever been in the world, probably. So you've had that era. Then you've had, the 70s era where Osibisa was probably put out like 8 albums in 10 years. And with a global outlook, incredible. Those albums, Charlie, You Can Live With Us, Nothing Like Nothing. Then Charlie Bogger, High Life, 80. So we've had different eras of wonderful, creative, and innovative work, even up till now, where I'm quite excited about now, because some of the names we mentioned earlier of these youngins, they are doing incredible music is just dope by dope standards. You don't need to be a Ghanaian to understand how dope it is. So that is the plus. It's just different eras of innovation. We never carry last when it comes to being innovative with the music, And I know I've been using the word innovative a lot in this interview, but it's an important thing, and hopefully we pay attention to it. So that's the plus side. In terms of the
challenges,
music industry side, we did back. I'll just say it plainly and honestly. We haven't reached any respectable levels for the kind of place where we were.
Okay.
Like both as a country and both to honor the kind of talent that we have. You understand? It's not matching. The match. You understand? And
we have talents, but we don't have structures to get them there. Or we have
it's not just structures, the entire thing. So I'm putting, obviously, the infrastructure thing is a huge thing, but I'm also putting the onus on us as creatives to also be a bit more serious-minded about how we, you know.
So the players, the real players.
Inside to look. If you look at the tech world or the startup world, right? Nobody is saying that, what they do is, Charlie, they figure out different things, and then they figure out to raise rounds, seed round, etc. globally. The people doing amazing things. Even the visual arts world in Ghana, Charlie, is going to incredible heights when it comes to business. But the music is always lacking in that regard. So not just vague idea of infrastructure, but we too have to be entrepreneurial and figure out ways, us and our teams and different things, to tap into global capital, how to tap into it to make it profitable. It's not a charity. This thing is business. You understand? Nobody is going to support you just because you're dope. They're supporting you because you're dope and it potentially can make money.
Okay.
So we have to begin to think of this thing. We say industry, and we say like it's like some esoteric something. No, industry should be something tangible. If you talk about water, it's tangible. There's Aquafina, there's Bella. You understand? These are tangible things. So we haven't created a very lucrative infrastructure for the business. Both lucrative and also just beneficial to the consumer.
Okay.
How many spaces can you discover music in Ghana right now? On ground.
On ground. Consumption points.
Yeah, on ground. Like, you understand? Like, it almost seems like some go and some come. It's never like we keep adding on. It's not like, now we have, not just National Theatre. We have these venues. Now you have not just this show on TV or radio. Like, there was Smash TV, but now there's many of these. No, but there's like we are either doing the same place, we're regressing a little, going, it's plus or minus 5.
Yeah,
we regress towards the mean. So there's a lot to be desired in that regard, because I don't think we've lived up to our potential in that regard.
So when we're talking about industry, to you, the industry itself needs to step out and discover other ways of making sure it works and it amplifies itself.
Yeah, all of us, for be more serious, we have to try and reach our zenith. If we are, let's say, car producers, we have to be looking at the greatest car producers and trying to get to those levels, right? That's how we have to treat what we do. We're always making excuses. We're always like talking about problems. We're not talking about this like it's an actual industry. Like the same way if you were in we should really look at what the word or the meaning of the word industry. Industry comes from very tangible creation of things. You get me? So what is industry when, what is the value that we are putting out, getting back? You understand? There's a lot more work that has to be done on everybody's part to create to increase the value points, and to also just be better at what we do.
Okay.
We have to be better at what we do. That for me is always the point, like the point of the starting point. We have to make sure, regardless, like, bruh, if it's only 5 cedis you pay me for a show, because there's no money in Ghana, I'm still going to be the best person ever in terms of artists. You understand? It's not, like I said a long time ago on a pie, money doesn't bring good ideas. Good ideas bring money, right?
Yeah.
So, for instance, we can't always be waiting for development to become excellent. It has to be maybe the other way around. Like, this is the potential of attracting global capital, which is happening. How do you do that? You have to be doing it on levels.
Yeah.
And there's potential to do that. Yeah. So anyway, the onus is on many of us, all of us, to really level up on a
Every
crazy thing,
player
whether it's on
this,
on the podcast scene, etc. Are we really playing at the highest level we could? We have to ask ourselves.
Let's get into one more song. Now, when we bounce back, I want to find out more about. There are two things I want to know. First, I visited my local liquor shop and I realized that there's Jägermeister that has M. Anifest.
No, there's no dots there. I've seen it.
You've seen it. I wanted to find out. If you're not.
And then it's a plain manifest. And you don't manifest.
No, but I've seen one. Okay, don't worry. I'll get that one too. I've seen that. Yeah, but that's what I wanted to know. Like, are you related?
No.
Also, there's a conversation I've seen. Nas in a certain conversation. We'll be getting down to it. Title of the jam.
I feel Daku's verse and the bass line. These two. Where they feel wow.
Where your man decided to say the album, but what fool be out.
I go did the songs inside. Like
Shout out to Drumroll, by the way. He's on production with Budo on this.
And the same person that did the other one with Arathejay.
No. Okay. So basically, it's the same producer I work with on everything, but there's other producers who make contributions. So even if somebody like Drumroll produces this, which it did, I had the one producer and we sat in and we worked on everything. So that's why there's a bit of cohesion in that regard. So that, yeah. So, but this is Drumroll, primarily Drumroll, big up. He used to work here, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They did hit, sir.
That time near
Yeah, Drumroll be hard. He'd be one of the hardest producers, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
but he wasn't doing music here. He was doing graphic design.
Wow.
They here to do artwork.
Wow.
Yeah, big up to Drumroll. He's on production on 2 songs on the album. I've done quite a bit of. He did like a lot of Nowhere Cool. So yeah, man, big up.
Wow.
Sorry, you were asking me a question and I decided to.
Forget me, sir. I forget the question.
Yeah, I just.
Let's carry on. On one beat, no, I account. Before we do something like that. But your highlights, biggest highlight of your career.
My biggest highlight
so far.
Of my career, man, it's probably ahead of me, so I don't know.
But so far, when you look back,
I don't rest on my laurels. So nothing is really like, nothing is beyond what posterity is going to bring. So I'm not worried about everything that's happened. I'm grateful. That's it.
But nothing. I mean, when you look back,
I'm grateful for so many things. I'm grateful that I even was able to put together this body of work. Like every year there's highlights. So I'm grateful. But Charlie, wait till we gain if that's what we rest on. I'll allow other people, the press and other people to focus on that. But for me personally, I can't. Like, I mean, I haven't even lived half of my life yet. How am I going to be out here talking about highlights? Giddy. I have to look to the future and be creating more highlights.
So nothing memorable.
There's so many memorable things, is what I'm saying. There's so many memorable things.
Nothing actually stands out.
I'll give you.
Actually stands out.
No, I think you're not hearing me.
I'm
Mitch,
hearing
I can
you.
list.
I'm being a media man over here, so
I can list 20 things with ease. without even thinking of it.
Okay.
I'll give you one that's a little outside of myself. I'm definitely proud of the work we've been able to do in manifestivities over the years, because it's not easy doing things like that. It's very difficult for it to be profitable, but it's very necessary. So because of that, you grind through it to get it to a place where it's whatever. So it's like, I'm not a person who, for instance, just throws out critique in the thing. I try to be a contributor. Like I've put that in the system for a long time, not because it's made me money. It's because it's been essential for the growth of everything. So I'm proud of things like that. And it's not just me. There's many capable hands that also work on things like that. So yeah, things like that I consider a highlight because there are contributions that go beyond me and, a song or an accolade, etc. It's like it also puts into the ecosystem the same way the ecosystem has put into me. Has it?
You want to know?
It has. From little things. I remember when I first came, there were things like Bless the Mic. At the time, I did the very first one. He didn't call it Bless, he called it G string. Shout out to you, PY. I miss it. He tried, but
why?
It was too racy. Definitely. So being able to contribute to the ecosystem beyond just my own selfish gain is always going to be a highlight for me, because it's important. Those are the things you have to pay for it. Not in a charity way, but like charity. Look,
you have to grind for
culture and commerce are correlated. And being able to just look at commerce without looking at culture, then you don't know what you're doing. You have to be able to look at culture. Like you might start a show right now that's based on the idea that, look, you've heard this crazy sound from and Shauna there, and you want to really like create a pipeline where people get shine. There might be no value prop financially for you, but it's an important thing because you are like a music person, you're a culture person, you're like, yo, we need to do this thing because this thing, Charlie, we for him.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just, but they're connected because, even if it doesn't benefit you, benefit somebody else.
Yeah. Somebody might make a living out of it as well.
Yeah, and then, it's your contribution. The universe will also reward, the karmic energy. The universe will also reward, goodness.
Yeah.
Kwame being me and I say, no.
Kwame does,
Kwame. It's very refreshing always listening to Manifest, whether he's talking or he's rapping. you get to appreciate. I don't want to say death, but I said they more can death.
No, but have you
be careful saying death though. Ghana will quote you and say death. That's the same Manifest.
But the fact is
death.
that he usually makes sense when he's speaking, when he's talking, and it translates into his compositions. You listen to music, you want to listen to proper music, and you listen to his music, you realize that he actually spends time to put together whatever he's doing. Now, from the few songs that I've listened to today and the songs I've listened to from him in the past, this is somebody that I appreciate, I love, because I appreciate things like what he is doing. It's up to people out there, individuals who love music, to also decide where they want to sing or take the objectivity in terms of music appreciation too. But I would say that we should pay some more attention to Manifest. This is what I'm talking about. It appears that a lot of people are more interested in the very, should I say, sensational stuff or not? But I don't know. Maybe it is human nature. Maybe the masses are inclined more towards that, which is not, if you like, quote unquote, deep. Maybe. But I believe that if we gave people like Manifest, those who take time to produce art for us, some more attention, I believe they will go further than they are right now. He says that there is more to come in his life. You asked him to mention highlights of his life so far. Or no, say because half of his age. Yeah, so I think that once as an industry, we're always striving to get to that level. We're striving for excellence. We should pay critical attention to people like Manifest, who spend time, resources to make quality music. As I said earlier on, I'm going to listen to the full song. If you are listening to me right now, also go online and check this song out, this album out, and make sure that you promote it, push it. My man for people in Ghana, people elsewhere, to also see that we have brilliant talents right here in Ghana. You know, sometimes because the very few that we think are not doing so well, we try to give more attention to those ones. You know, we don't have the talent, but the ones that are really spending time and resources to do the right things, we're not projecting them so they become the icons, if you like, of the country. I think we should do better. We should appreciate music better and make sure the ones that are really putting the work and doing quality work are actually projected. Thank you very much.
Speech.
I was just trying to be like you small, but I know catch me. When I go small, I go be like your level.
You know, you speak for 11. Some of us, we do it once a year. So
make you not say that. Make you not say that.
You know, bro, for an amateur. But
or see, and can you bro no sir.
But
when you talk cheap answer.
Yeah. I said we 3 for 14 or any try. Maybe grab it. Medical fire, baby. Adam, manifest is for you.
Yo,
what's up, my brother?
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, manifest. His when it comes to his creativity, it shows in everything. I mean, there's a video he's done for this on his socials, and when you watch the video, you see, like, the things you don't pay attention to, that's where he looks at. I mean, that's how I see his kind of thinking. Like, something you will not put too much premium on, that's what he decides to package and give it to you. And he takes you off guard. And that's beauty in creativity right there. And if you listen to, I mean, the song, the very first one you played, like, I was like, nah, this one also in the movie or Charlie, yes, it'll be Biafra.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's beautiful because he wants to express the feeling he's getting, and for you to appreciate. And he packages in a nice way so that you can feel what he's feeling at that moment. He puts in the song. He has a beautiful project. I've just gone under all his posts to read how people are expressing their appreciation after listening to the album, and it's like they love the album and the kind of work he's put in the album. I will urge him and the team to put in the fire, because if they spent a lot of time in the studio to put in all of this work, why would they cool down on the promo? They should go all out, because this beautiful work is not meant to sit on laptops. It should go out there to the people so that the people he created the thing for will appreciate. So, man, this one day, I beg you, go everywhere, do everything to put the spotlight on, so that, I mean, it will just be beyond other promos you do. Go all out for me, I beg you, because this product today, if you leave them for your inner circles, only your fans or core fans, it go pay me. Wow, it go pay me.
I will heed to the advice. That's the plan, and I will stick to it.
Robert, what's up?
Bass Maka.
Charlie,
You need a
you know,
bass.
when you hear a winning product, you know, say when you hear winning, that's funny. When you listen to a winning product, because the product, here you go do, Charlie, you just can't help it. Solid. The vibe was too much. The heat on point, musicality. You could feel the art being represented heavily in the songs that we're talking about. And I mean, he took his time, obviously. There are too many gems in the story behind the product itself, and it's exciting to hear it. You know, the fact that he said it was, you are looking for X, and then the universe gives you Y, but you are listening enough and watching keen, and you're able to notice that this is the way to go because there's a new path given to you, and that leads to a solid breakthrough in the music creation. That kind of thing. It's deep. It's lovely. I mean, I just love the entire conversation here, and I'm just feeling the vibe, and I'm just praying that at the end of the day, such good product will not be, given to just a few.
It's so solid that everybody has to hear it.
So that means that, Charlie, right now that the whole multimedia will be playlisting like 5 songs.
You see?
As we talk now, what's the doing? But
As DJ Black did the back there.
oh yeah, everything is sorted.
How did it back the way?
DJ Black did the back there.
Hey,
is it
Charlie,
wrong?
today.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
So when it comes
So
to
it's
manifest,
about-
it's not just manifest. First.
If you manifest in presence or it
Today
affects
is
me,
very
Hey,
bad.
affects me.
very contagious.
A bunch of barristers.
It's probably-
Barristers.
Somebody go talk billions of millions.
Well, before I read some of the comments coming in on Facebook, I want to know what's the news with Nas Manifest. What is it?
Big up. So right now we are working with the label that Nas co-founded, which is Mass Appeal. So yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a new road.
You are working with them.
Yeah, I'm on them. Like, yeah,
Sese,
truck Kratano.
you've signed.
Yeah, John Hancock. I took Kratano. So
You've signed.
my guy. Which parts don't you understand?
So what type of deal is it?
Please, the music is coming out on Mass Appeal Records. That's all you need to know.
So this new product is coming?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you go on DSPs, everything you see, it's on Mass Appeal Records. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Does want to understand? Is it a distribution deal? Is it a 360?
Why are you in my pocket?
I don't know.
It's good business.
It's good business.
Yeah, it's good business. They're very supportive. We're definitely in sync, in line, and the alignment is good, man. I'm excited about the possibilities that it's opening. So, yeah, no, it's good.
Nana Kwesi is on Facebook saying, "Are you listening? It's not about noise. So we don't want any noise here. The music is really good, and the rap, damn. Listen, Keke Manifest, man." Okay, well, this one is from Kenke Sela Pikin.
That's a good name.
Kenke Sela Pikin from Tema Community now is saying the album is giving me nostalgic feeling growing up in Tulaku in Asham, and dope tunes manifest should be a course to be studied in the university. Vibe song, boys. Someone Asaris here saying manifest. His level is different, bro. Keep doing what you're doing best. I love you for that. Please, try and do something with AEC. I really think you two are very deep and you're talented. That is what he's saying. Do you have a project with him? Do you have a song with him?
No, years ago we recorded something that never came out. I think it was me, him, and Kwame Eboa. That was years ago. That's probably a decade ago. So yeah.
Kwame Eboa.
Interesting combo.
Yeah, that was like a decade ago. Yeah.
And never came out. Whose project was it? Your project or?
I mean, I brought him on it. I think I was working on something with Kwame. Like at the time, Kwame and I were working on a project, but we didn't really finish. But we had a lot of great songs and ideas. But you know. Well, yeah, Kwame for me, which Kwame are you accusing? Kwame Ahmed and now Kwame Eboa.
Kwame Ahmed, Kwame Eboa. Kwame Fa.
Oh, I'm afraid, yeah.
No.
The
It's not even that. I mean, we've done things in the past. I mean, Kwame Eboa produced Winiaba, for instance.
But why didn't the song come out?
Charlie, there's
What was
many
the
things
reason?
that happen on this journey that Charlie, we keep pushing. It's nothing negative, but it's like Charlie, we're all on different timing, I think that was even prior to Nowhere Cool or during, and I had to pivot to Nowhere Cool. So just everybody sometimes is on their timing. So unfortunately, a lot of great music is in the vaults, but there's still a lot of great music being done. So sometimes one day when I'm maybe like 80, I'll do a museum of unreleased. You come and like there'll be maybe paintings, film, and music that corresponds to them. All of them unreleased. I even have music videos that are unreleased with amazing artists, huge artists. So like there's this. But you see, I can't fixate on things like that. I find within myself this sort of resolve to be forward looking. You understand? Because if you fixate on a lot of those things, then you don't know. You're blocking certain things that are meant to manifest. You know, so yeah, I mean, so it's cool to talk about if it comes up like a question like that. But Charlie, we keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Kennedy Candy Love Coffee is saying manifest the rap, be morph. Godfather brother is saying shouts going out to those who doubt.
Shouts to those who doubt my prowess.
I even get allergies, so spare me the flowers. Manifest, you're one of the best flyers in the music industry. From Godfather brother. Hey, it's like that.
They say the reason why the Kwame Yeboah deal couldn't come up because the production was not done on Saturday.
It's Kwame Anya. Kwame Awoda.
Wow, shout out to Kwame on Winnie Abado, Charlie. That was a nice one. That was a random one.
Kwabena Winter is here saying when is Manifest going to feature Lyrical Joe? When are these two dope lyricists going to square off in a song? When is that happening? Do you have a song with it?
No, I don't. I mean, I think he's reached out once or twice, but I don't think we have alignment yet. But who knows, you know? For me, it's all about alignments, you get me? So it's like, even there's a song going to come out, for instance, with an artist that I really like, respect and admire, but we've known each other and we even worked before in the past, like 10 years before, but we didn't even have real alignment until this year or to the end of last year. So finally, after knowing each other for years, it's going to come. So for me, Charlie, nothing is forced in that regard. I'm never pressed, you know. Yeah. There's something going on in your head.
Yeah. And I'll say it.
What's up? What's happening?
He said he's never pressed. They do music at his own time.
No, I didn't say that. Thank you.
I made a metro up with you.
Mankasa, I'm saying I'm not pressed in the sense of the fact that a lot of times,
Alignment.
yeah, a lot of times the music business tends to drive you, direct you to say, to do this.
The music business.
Yes. I do a lot of things for business, but the intention is business. But then the execution has to be alignment, because otherwise it won't work. There's so many things that, you know, are done by force because you think this, that, and the third. And it turns so quickly because it's not felt. So much contrived stuff out there because you think the music business says this. Some of the most... The same way I was talking about be creative or innovative in creating, you have to be that with the business too. Because music business is not like any other business either too. I have to be able to do something that you're like, yo, what in the world is this? It creates excitement by itself. So anyway, everything will happen the way it will happen.
Okay, so if I'm to put it in plain English, that means if you're, trends have its own level, but then it also can expire real quickly.
Yeah, because who created a trend? Somebody who tried to be creative. So then the rest of you following it, by the time you've catch up, something else has happened.
But is it cool for an artist to tap into an ongoing trend?
Of course, we all do. I mean, there's a familiarity about it. Like nothing is new under the sun. Everything I make there's a source material somewhere, right? Like whether it's high life, hip hop, etc. So, of course, but with just like with anything, it's not like if I hear something and try and do a bastardized version of it. Like how far? Some way. And then it depends on you as an artist. You know,
your brand as an artist as well. Or
it depends on you as an artist, your choices, right? Because there are certain artists whose capability makes it that they are chameleons or cockroaches, depending on how you want to look at it.
Okay,
they can be anything as chameleons, and they can also survive any season because but not everybody is like that. Some people are gifted in a specific way. If you're Wallace, you shouldn't be trying to do what everybody else tries to do because you're special. So, and it might not even come off. You might not even enjoy him the same way if you hear him trying to do what, you know, Kwame Eugene is doing. Kwame Eugene is prolific in his own way. You understand? And he's meant to be a certain thing, like maybe on the trend, maybe, for instance. So everybody is different. So you, first and foremost, is know thyself, and then, you know, from there follow suit.
Let me read this one from Ebenezer Ansai, and he's saying, people always say manifest is deep. I can boldly say it's because his raps are in English, but...
he said he can boldly say it's because my raps are in English. Okay.
When he spits in trees, normal raps, there are a lot of rappers doing the same, but it's in their local language, so we say it normal, just because it's in English. The English deceive people. That is why they're saying he's deep. Is it?
If you go to his page, I can get.
Obrafo raps in Chi, and people say he's deep.
Yeah.
He's the deepest.
Yeah. So is it
You're
about
saying
language?
Obrafo is the
I
deepest.
can't. All these people are there with depth, but depth. You see, depth. Don't mistake depth. There's different levels of depth. It's not language. There's different levels of depth. There's depth in simplicity. There's depth in like proverbial use of language. There's different kinds of depth. You understand? Me, one of the deepest things I've ever said is you've never known joy if you've never had to suffer. It's simple, but there's depth in it only because it just captures the truth of life. Depth is not always like something that you have to say no what I say. But Brafo say, you know, Quincy being new him. You know.
Yeah.
No shortcut to heaven.
You understand? So I said no shortcut to heaven in English. He translated in three more proverbial and beautiful terms. So depth is going beyond the surface, but it doesn't mean that going beyond the surface you're trying to hide something. It might just be that there's more shine under the surface. Is that, you know, whatever it is.
You know,
More shine under the surface.
Slim, you know how they laugh. When you are deep and you're like, it's so normal to you.
Yeah.
You don't even consider it deep.
But not everybody appreciates depth.
Yeah.
Depends on how deep you are.
To appreciate the depth.
Yeah, but and that's
To appreciate the depth, you need to be deep.
You need to be deep.
So some people will not appreciate
Like
it.
Kwame, this
and
morning
that's
you've
fine
been
too.
deep.
You understand?
Trying.
Do you ever get comments like that? Like, okay, and I'm sure this also came out, you know, during a certain period. People are, you know, comparing. Let's say, okay, we're looking for deep rappers who are deep, who are dope, quote unquote, dope, and they want to put Manifest in a bracket. Like, okay, Charlie, Okasai was say Kofa. Friend says encyclopedia, for you know that type of comment. I got it a lot, and people are okay, we're deep. Make it translate them into tree. Make we see how deep it is. But your source, when you're putting together a song, do you make conscious effort to, as it is, make it in a certain way where it will be easy for people to understand it, or it just comes normal to you, like the source the in English comes to you in English, then you just deliver it like that?
I mean, there is, depending on, I'm in the business of communication, correct? So depending on what I want to communicate, I would choose a level. So if you listen to I Read, I just, there's an intentionality with how I execute songs like that. Majority tree of my pigeon or something. Yeah, boys they hung on the streets because of what I'm trying to communicate. You understand? So it's quite. And then in a song like No Shortcuts, when Obrafo has brought everything to ground so beautifully and taken it to a realm at the same time with how proverbial he is, it also gives me a fluidity to be able to storytell and not have to like
Think so much about
think, you know.
watering
but
it down
for me,
a little bit.
it's about the communication of ideas. And I think the irony of it is that I think one of my strongest suits is being able to communicate complex ideas in simple ways. If you think of any of my songs, they're very simple in terms of what it's about, whether it's Winyaba, Menewa, I Read, like the core thing is easy to whatever. But surrounding it will be layers. Metaphors, double entendres, etc. Because this is what makes it beautiful. Imagine watching a film and it's just so easy versus a film that you can be like, hey, we didn't see it. So this guy is really that guy. If you watch a film and you already know the ending, why are you watching it? Like, come on now, you get me? I will never apologize for having depth or for having design and architecture to my music. It's what makes it beautiful. It's what makes it so that somebody who does not understand what I am saying, right? If I'm saying, everything, but everywhere I go, they'll be like, and tell me, I won't kind of family because the American, but there's something about how it's been constructed in which there's a communication here. So the environmental chance really makes you feel like you might not know what I'm saying. So for me, I do think that's actually funny enough one of my strengths. It's not actually trying to obscure meanings, but actually trying to make complex things
Very
simple. But then
But some people say the simple self.
yeah, no, but
Be
they almost
complex.
they almost kind of said, and they are right. It's and I will never deny that.
Yeah.
That Osha idea in totality. It's like a painting. And once again, coming back to it, you see it, you see what it is, but you get closer, you're seeing different things. Oh man, these colors. Da, 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 da. I would never fail to add layers to my thing because I love that. That's what I love in music, in art, whatever. Like when I was a child, I was listening to Jolene. I didn't understand what it was because I just heard some repetitive. I grew up, I was like, this one is telling a story about somebody stealing in whatever. You get me? Like, how is it any different from Daddy Luma telling you Dr. Pani or what? Like, you understand? Being able to be metaphoric, be able to, is art.
Yeah.
It is not, it's not literal. There's nothing literal about art. You know, there's nothing literal about art because art in itself is not, like I said, it's not calculation. It's not 2 plus 2. In art, 2 plus 2 is probably 10.
Or sometimes 40.
Yeah.
Do you 9? That's why I can say my do you 9.
You understand? So the thing is, obviously, people attach. I mean, and I never. You see, over the years, I never try to explain this thing when they're like, oh, here dictionary. Look, that's everybody's prerogative to say what they want to say. The people who love music,
Yeah, prerogative is not.
it's my prerogative. Bobby Brown told you, what can I say?
Yeah. But they listen to other stuff
it's
too.
my prerogative. Everybody's talking. Yeah, too.
But what is
You understand?
when you say it, then they're like,
You understand? So that's you know. So yeah. So to anybody listening who creates, especially a young person, please don't compromise because anybody is trying to let you like water it down. No, it's beautiful. Bob Marley's Redemption song is read in many places, whatever, because he listened to some speech and be untamed, be unrestrained about how creative you are. Don't listen to people. Hey man, you're simple. Yeah, they pursue yourself, bro. There's music for everything. So Adele has never been in the club, but she's probably one of the richest people. But I've never heard Adele in the club. Who cares, bro? Just be amazing. And we have amazing people too. We have people who can listen to Kujoinchi and then Konimo and then Daddy Lumba. Like, look, we are diverse and amazing people. You know, there's a Buffalo who is a certain kind of proverbial depth, and then there's somebody who's of a comedic disposition. It's all part of it. You understand? I am more of a Dave Chappelle than a Kevin Hart, and it's okay. If you like Kevin Hart, it doesn't make Dave Chappelle not funny. It's just that he uses a different level of wit to attack it. So if you allow those comments and those things to get in the way of who you are, you're going to, you know, it's like if a leopard loses his spots, what is it?
A big cat. Just a big cat.
Anyway, so to the person who said that comment, please, every day you can post that comment.
I mean, that is also his differentiation factor as a brand. It differentiates him from others. You know, the other time Manidosti was here and we were talking about the way even Lumba sounds in some of the songs. You can listen, jump to it, and hear exactly what he's trying to say. You understand? So that's every artist or every brand should have his differentiation factor. I mean, there have been times I'm comfort trying to decode some of the things he says, and Charlie, so I mean that's a differentiation factor, and that's fine.
Multiple respects going out to all our listeners. And Charlie, messages we did here, there plenty. I know if you go through them. But thank you, Manifest, for joining us this morning.
Thank you guys so much. It was actually great. And the way you guys have come here, I feel like the Avengers. We assemble.
Yeah.
Or Captain Planet and the Planeteers. Next time I come here, I hope somebody else has created something so I don't have to give a foreign reference. I say Kofini Amane in 4-4.
In Tikuma.
Yeah, you understand? So we can create new traditions. Yeah, now going on. Yeah. But thank you. I appreciate you guys. Today's release day and being able to come here is wonderful. New Road and Guava Trees is out. Thank you all. You know, and that's like my brother said here, I will not let you guys down. I'm going to go ham on the marketing. It's the same way I do on the creativity, etc. But especially the people who really support me listening, I really truly appreciate you. You guys be the number one evangelists. You are the people that actually keep this thing going. Everybody else, welcome on board. Thank you.
Slim,
Right.
I just want to ask one question. Something for the books, just for the boys to be able to learn. So you've just signed on to a label or a deal, whatever the deal is. Okay, that's what would you say in terms of people who are being approached or people who are looking for deals? What would you say they should look out for? What mistakes would you say they shouldn't make? I don't know, based on your experience, based on you being in the field, I'm sure some research must have been done or some few things, were considered before you actually jumped on this. So if you can share that with us, just for learning purposes.
I think it's important for there to be synergy with who it is you're talking to. It can't just simply be money. Money is part of it, but it has to be synergy. Because, for instance, if I am a country musician, I might not come to DJ Slim to manage me. Even if DJ Slim is giving me 100,000, it might not work out. So I think there has to be a consideration of, is this a relationship in which it can further everybody's agenda? And I think for me, the other important part is too many times we look at what we can get and not look at what we can give. In any business relationship, your ability to give value back is going to enhance what the other partner can do. So me, I'm always walking in with that. This is what I have. This is what I'm going to do, etc. I'm not relying on, okay, now I have this relationship with this person. This person has to do everything. No, we still have to bring in as much value. So I think that's just as important in any relationship. If we own a store together and you do the what do you call it? Sorry, my analogies are plenty because sometimes that's how my mind works. And then you get the merchandise, and then I'm the one selling. If any of us is loose guarding in what we are doing, the thing is not going to go well. So I think we also, from the artist side, we also have to really focus on the value we bring so that we can demand equal value back. And lastly, the last thing, which should have been the first thing, is really have a great lawyer.
Thank you, Robert.
The church.
Well. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Kwame Dazi, for joining us this morning. A billion thanks to our sponsors, Franco Trading Enterprise and Betway. Betway this morning is telling you that 1 million Ghana City jackpot is available. All you have to do is make sure you log online right now to betway.com.gh. Take your spin. All thanks to Betway. 1 million Ghana City. Simple. You have the key to unlock just 5 free spins on our mega money wheel. So look sharp right now.
This is Hitz.